Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy here with yet another edition of BCG Spoiler Talk, where basically I talk in great detail about many plot points in a movie, TV show, anime, what have you, that may be considered spoilers. And given the fact that I did say the word spoiler twice already in this video, I just thought I'd give you another fair warning that there's gonna be a ton of spoilers in this video about the movie Godzilla. So if you have not seen the movie Godzilla and you don't want anything ruined for you, don't watch this video. I mean, come on. I just called it BCG Spoiler Talk. If you don't want it spoiled, don't watch this video. If you don't care, hey, welcome. Today we're going to be talking spoilers on the movie Godzilla, a movie I was really excited to see, yet very disappointed by. And since this is a no-holds-barred video, I get to go into more details as to why I was disappointed in this film. One of the reasons is the trailers didn't really tell us what the movie was gonna be like. I mean, if you saw the trailers for this movie, it seems like Godzilla is the main kind of antagonist in the film. He's the threat that we're facing. But in the movie, there are actually two other monsters that look like a version of Cloverfield, the monster in Cloverfield, that he ends up fighting. And I was just like, wait, I thought this movie was about Godzilla. If there's one complaint that I have, is that Godzilla was not the main focal point in the entire movie. If anything, it was more on these Cloverfield monsters, and they had more screen time than Godzilla. That pissed me off. I mean, like I mentioned in my non-spoiler video, I said I couldn't really tell you guys what the story was in Godzilla because it is a huge spoiler. The main story of the movie Godzilla is actually these scientists, they find this place in the Philippines, and they're testing it out, and they find out, oh, there's like some type of giant monster in there, and then Japan gets attacked, and Bryan Cranston's there, and his wife dies, and he's just like, oh, boo-hoo, I'm so sad. And then fast forward 15 years later, the son of Bryan Cranston grows up, he's in the military, he has a wife and kid, although doesn't really matter. He goes to Japan because his father broke some type of rule and he has to bail him out of jail, only for them to go back to the place that got his father in jail in the first place. They find the old place that Bryan Cranston worked in because he was an engineer in a chemical facility. And they find out there's still people there and they're working on something. And you see this big kind of cocoon egg thing, and inside there's a monster in there, and they awaken it and it starts to fly and it's heading somewhere. And that's basically what the movie is. They're trying to stop this monster, and then Godzilla comes and he's trying to stop this monster. And then we find out, oh, there's another one in Nevada, and they're trying to meet up, and they're meeting up in San Francisco. And guess who just happens to be in San Francisco? Aaron Taylor Johnson's wife and kid. What? To reiterate, I just hated the fact that Godzilla wasn't the main focal point of the entire movie. He was kind of like that sideline hero that comes in the end to save the day. And even when Ken Watanabe's talking about Gojira, and actually, you know, a little funny thing is when Ken Watanabe says Godzilla's name for the first time, everybody in my audience laughed. Like, he just turns dramatically to the camera like, Gojira. And then everyone just burst out laughing. And I guess it was kind of funny, but it's kind of sad because I think they were trying to be a little serious, though it came off as campy. But back to the point, when Ken Watanabe is talking about Gojira, he's like saying, oh, he's come to bring balance back to the world, like he's the fucking Avatar or like the chosen one that the Jedis have been looking for. And that's not really a bad notion. I mean, he has done this before in past movies. I just found it a little bizarre that they would do it here in the first movie. Like, I thought he would be the main antagonist or like the main threat in the movie, just coming all over the place and destroying shit. As one of my subscribers put it, it feels like this movie is like the second movie in the franchise. Like the first movie we didn't get to see, they just jumped right to the sequel. And I totally agree with that notion, because again, the trailers made it seem like we were just gonna see Godzilla tear shit apart, but no, he's dueling with these monsters and trying to save everybody. In fact, I don't think Godzilla kills a single human being, at least on purpose. I think the scene in Hawaii where he's raising out of the sea and the big tidal wave washes all those people, yeah, they died, but I don't think Godzilla did that on purpose. He just got out of the sea and they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. What can I say? But besides the fact that I was angry that Godzilla wasn't in the movie that much, there were still a lot of things that I did really like in this movie. Like the two monsters that Godzilla ends up fighting, the Cloverfield copycat monsters. They were really menacing. They scared the shit out of me. There's this one scene with Aaron Taylor Johnson and this soldier who's basically cannon fodder. They're on this bridge, this train bridge, and they're trying to see, you know, if the coast is clear. They turn around and you see the giant Mutu monster clinging onto the mountain and he's moving and you're like, oh shit. And then, you know, they hit the deck. They're hiding on the bridge and the Mutu is just like going around them. He's like under them and looking at them. It was really unsettling. That scene was really good. And then the fight between the Mutus and Godzilla, that was the best scene in the movie. As I mentioned in my non-spoiler review, there's a scene at the end of the movie. The last 20 minutes of the movie were the best parts. That's the scene where Godzilla is fighting both of them, and man, he is just kicking their asses. I mean, he's just like, yeah, and he swings his tail, hits him to a wall or to the building, kills him, and then he fights the freaking mother. And guys, the best scene of this fight, well, actually there's two. The first time is you see the Mutu, he sees Aaron Taylor Johnson, and she's about to go to him, and then you see this blue line lighting up, and everyone in the theater went, no way. And it's like boo, 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 boo. And you just see Godzilla and he's turning to her and he goes boom! And fire just comes shooting out of his mouth. I forgot what it was called. There's a specific name for it. But when that happened, everyone just started cheering. I cheered because that's what I came to see. That build-up was perfect. I'm glad they didn't just show that at the beginning. Like, oh yeah, he could shoot out this beam of fire. I didn't want them to show that yet, but that was good. That was really good. And then the second best scene is when, again, the giant mother Mutu is chasing Aaron Taylor Johnson. She's about to kill him again. Godzilla just swoops in, bites her neck, rips open her mouth, like kind of like how King Kong ripped open that V-Rex's mouth. Rips open her mouth, and he just goes boom right into the mouth, like breathes that blue flame into her, killing her instantly. And everyone again just cheered. Those were the best moments, the most crowd-pleasing moments in the entire film. I mean, my God, that was really cool. If only the movie had more awesome scenes like that, it would have been epic. And another thing I forgot to mention, kind of tying in with the story, the reason that the Mutus are meeting up in San Francisco is because the one that can fly, he's a male, and the one that's from Nevada, female, and they're doing like these mating calls, echolocation, and they're reaching out to each other so that they can procreate, basically. And you see the eggs on the belly of the Mutu female, and it's like, ew. So that's why they're coming together. I forgot to mention that. And the last real big spoiler in the movie, as I mentioned in my non-spoiler review, Bryan Cranston's not in the movie that much, and the reason for that is because Bryan Cranston dies. There's a scene where, you know, that big Mutu thing is being born, the one that can fly, the male. He's being born in this facility, and Bryan Cranston and his son is there, and he escapes because apparently this Mutu, whenever it like hits its foot down, it sends out this EMP pulse and just disables all electricity, which is pretty cool. And so he gets out of this room that he was locked in, and he's walking there and he sees the monster. He's on this metal bridge, and then the metal bridge collapses. And honestly, he dies in a very anticlimactic way. So the bridge collapsed, he's being put into the ambulance, they're being flown on this helicopter, he's talking to his son, and then he just dies in the helicopter. I'm like, you know, I would have cared a little bit more if his character was a little bit more developed, but I'm gonna give it props because it's Bryan Cranston, because he was the best actor in the movie, and his death, although kind of meaningless, was a little significant to me. And that's all the major spoilers in the movie Godzilla. And I would like to know your thoughts on many of the points I brought up in this video. Do you think the trailers were very misleading as to what the movie Godzilla was gonna be like? Do you think this movie felt more like the second movie rather than the first movie in the franchise? What did you guys think about the monsters that Godzilla fought? Do you think they were really strong or really weak? Would you have rather see Godzilla fight one of his more iconic arch nemesis? And I would really like to know, how did you react, or how did your audience react when Ken Watanabe said, Godzilla, and when Godzilla first did his flame attack. Be sure to comment below and let me know. And yes, I still plan to do the Kill la Kill spoiler talk. Just give me a little bit more time and I should be done with the video really soon. And I am watching an anime at this very moment. To give you guys a hint, it involves bombs on an island, wink wink. That review should be out this Tuesday, and until then guys, hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Welcome to the Black Critic Guy. Like this video if you really enjoyed it, and I'm Tony Walter II, the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace YouTube.